Well, that was where are you? I was I had forgot that the clock was rolling and forgot the intro music. I was responding to messages that were coming in. I was like, "Oh shit. Oh, it's time for the show." Hey. Welcome to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Tonight's date is August 5th, 2026. It is a Wednesday. Oh, goodness gracious. What a day. What a day. I've had, she says, looking good sounds good now that I'm on. Here's another thing. I left my damn camera on for a week. After the show, I usually get up and I turn everything off. Then I back up and then I leave, go around the other side, and I turn off the AC in the studio, turn off the fan, and then I turn off the camera. I didn't turn it off. So she's been running for a week. Oh, well. Tonight's coffee, hazelnut cream, New England brand. I've been super busy. I have been working my ass off on my Facebook page. Putting out content and doing behind the scenes work. Last Thursday, I passed the 35,000 member mark. That was last Thursday. So it was 34 and change on my last show. And I didn't mention anything because we hadn't rolled over yet. Thursday, she rolled over 35. So I'm like, okay, we're doing good. Yesterday, we rolled over 36. So in 5 days, I made another 1,000. It's getting back to the where. Remember how the follower count was going up steady, about like that, roughly about 1,000 a week, back before January, and then Facebook shut me down. So now I'm getting for 2 weeks straight now. 2 weeks straight now, I'm getting about 1,000 a week, which is good if I can keep that up. Now, that also increases my earnings, but they ain't going up very fast. But, hey, one step at a time. Haven't had any mass exoduses since July 15th, I think it was. Between 15th and 16th. I lost 100 folks because I pissed them off. They're pussies. And now since then, I'm up over two bills. No, bill would be 100, right? They say a bill's 100. What's 1,000? They don't call 1,000 a kilo. 2 kilos. It's because it's a K. 1,000. Usually a bill is what, 100, whatever. But I'm up 2,000. I'm up over 2,000. And I've been busting my ass. I've been trying not to piss off the kiddies. So I do a lot of moderating and I don't let folks know. Shit just disappears. So if you're watching the show, go ahead and say hey. I got a splitting headache. I've had one for almost 2 weeks now. It's the weather. We've been having wild fluctuations in the barometric reading for the past couple weeks. With storms rolling, and it really pisses me off because the storms roll in and they just barely kiss us, but the pressure system doesn't. The pressure system hammers me. I don't even get the benefit of a good storm. Laurel says the weather's been playing hell with a lot of us. Yeah. It's like, okay. I was thinking about not having the show tonight, but I'm like, no, I'm only doing it once a week, so I'll get this done. I'll just push through it. So, okay, if you're watching the show, I know there's people watching. Freaking say hey. Just type in hey. Type in something. Start out my show with marijuana use. something I won't post on my on my Facebook page. It's an issue I will not talk about. Why? Because there's too many retards out there. Marijuana is not good. There is no health benefit to marijuana except for a incontestable low number of people that and I'm not a pharmaceutical guy. I don't like drugs, but everything that's touted as, oh, marijuana can do this. Yeah, there's pharmaceutical drugs that do it much better, don't have the side effect issues, isn't addictive. Marijuana, the natural marijuana out there, the good old cannabis, is 3 times natural. That's not even pharmaceutical grade. That's natural. What's growing out there now naturally has over 3 times the THC level that it was when we were kids. 3 times. And the stuff that they're pushing out in the stores, even higher. I think we've passed where I think we're to the point where now most states, there's more states than not allow it for medical use, and I believe that's also for recreational use. A good chunk of them do. And people thinking, oh yeah, the people that are getting the medical marijuana, it's for medical reasons. It's fucking not. It's not. They're giving them for medical reasons for anything. Oh, you can't sleep, marijuana. There you go. Knee hurts, yeah, marijuana. You just depressed, marijuana, and it just fucking make up an excuse, and doctors are writing the prescriptions for people. Sorry, it's not working. People have the studies are in. People are losing more days at work because of it. They are more people are getting fired because of it. More people are withdrawing from their friends because of it. We're to the point we passed, I think it was a few months ago, there was more people smoking marijuana on a daily basis in the United States than there were drinking alcohol. Ain't that some shit? More people in the United States were drinking or were smoking marijuana daily than were drinking alcohol. Crazy. And now it's more people are smoking marijuana daily than are smoking cigarettes daily in the United States. Ain't that some shit? But like I said, I don't post about that on my Facebook page because I don't feel like dealing with retards. So I got a couple issues. That I'll talk to people to their face about it, and I'll even talk on the show about it. I ain't gonna do it on regular social media. I'm not, because I don't want to deal with retards and babysitting people that are too stupid to understand a damn thing. So yeah, ain't that something though? Wow. Yep, and it does make you stupid. They've done the test. You can lose if you start marijuana use as a teen. You can lose 8 points off of your IQ. They've tested it. This isn't that they're 8 points lower than what they should be. No, they lost 8 points. That's one standard deviation in IQ for marijuana use. It ain't as harmful as people think it is. I think it's all a big plan along with everything else that we've been talking about on my Facebook page. There's a lot of things working together. They're coming to a head. And I tell you what, the shit may not really hit the fan in our lifetimes, but within 3 generations, if we don't get this turned back around, there's going to be physical violence in the streets. And I'm not talking about like the city riots that the left do every few years. I'm talking about real violence. We've got Muslims that we got to kick out of this nation. We've got communists that are trying to take over. And they're doing it in ways that are predictable. No, the majority of Democrats are not communists or socialists. However, they're running the communists and socialists in the right districts, and they're getting victories. Now, El Sayed in, is it Michigan? Is it El Sayed? El Sayed. Yeah, Michigan. El Sayed won his primary in Michigan. So he's going up against a Republican. There's a good chance he ain't going to win, but he could. He could. And close, they say close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. No. It also applies to elections, and by close I mean you don't have to win by much. He went up against a retard in his district, and he won by that much. I mean, we're talking about like single digits, that much. And he was running against a moron. She was a horrible candidate, absolutely horrible candidate. And he just barely won. So again, it's not a win's a win. Win by landslide or win by one is a win. That's why I say, close. It's close. It's a horseshoes and hand grenades. No, even elections. A win's a win. Same way with a race. Fraction of a second is a win. Win by a foot, win by a mile. It's a win. And if these people can get their communists, and he's a double banger, he's a communist and a Muslim. If they can get him in the United States legislature, that's outmoded representation compared to what they are in the nation. I posted up today as well about Massachusetts. Oh, those stupid bastards. Massachusetts has presented 2 bills. And if they pass, they're going to get fucking sued into oblivion. They're going to take this shit all the way up, as well they should. But the fact that they're presenting them, it's Senate Bill S2134 and a House Bill 3351. Would establish an 11-person commission that would study Islam, the effect of Islam, the effect on Islam, Muslims, look out for any civil rights violations against Muslims, and select and present Muslim candidates for government position and offices. Be paid for. This would be codified in law. This commission would be codified by law and paid for by the taxpayers to defend, promote, and help install Muslims into government and government positions and offices. Hey, OT, how you doing? Welcome to the show. That's to say that's unconstitutional is putting it mildly. We need to officially designate Islam a social and political organization and not a religion, because it's not a religion. It's a social and political system which wraps itself in a cloak of religion, because when it was started, religion was one of the easiest ways to control people. And Muhammad created, along with Satan, the devil, out of thin fucking air, Islam. And to help sell that, he would either force it on people by force, or he would trick them into thinking that it was the next logical step from Judaism and Christianity. Muhammad took different aspects of the Abrahamic religions and crafted a new tale around it, and then that's what he imposed. Now, they're doing a good job invading the West. Huge. Their numbers have skyrocketed, and they're taking over complete areas, and they're taking over. Dearborn, Michigan is fucking lost. It's a Muslim city. You can go to Home Depot in Dearborn, Michigan, and the signs that are in Home Depot are written in fucking Arabic. Shit you not. Written in Arabic in Dearborn, Michigan. You can't make this shit up. Muslims are beating up people in the streets, and the police are doing nothing. 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 Don't believe me? Look into it. You know what? I don't just talk shit. This is happening in an American city. They're using quote-unquote democracy in numbers to then gain control of areas and then enforce their will. Philadelphia, the Muslims were praying in the street a couple weeks ago, stopping traffic. And those who follow my content know I posted up an article about that shit. You know, they don't do that in Muslim countries. Because according to the Quran, they're not supposed to do that. And they don't have to stop 5 times a day at those times and then pray. The calls to prayer are really just a reminder to pray. That's all they are. A call to prayer in Islam is a reminder to pray. Entire cities don't shut down when they hear the calls to prayer. People don't stop what they're doing. They don't stop their assembly lines. They don't stop cooking and let your shit burn. They don't do that. If they can stop, they'll stop and they'll go to a back room and they'll pray. They'll put their little prayer rug and they'll get down on their hands and knees and stick their ass in the air and face Mecca. You know, it used to be Jerusalem. When he started out, it was Jerusalem. Now, why did he change it? Well, because again, he was a leech off of the Abrahamic religions. So he had to use certain things. And then when he got people into it, then he fucking changed it. And it's Mecca. It was Jerusalem. Now it's Mecca. But yeah, they don't stop. They don't. And in fact, it's against the law in a good many. Not just it's not good manners, don't do it. It's against the law to get your prayer rugs out and go out in the street, block sidewalks. It's against the law. Why? Because life has to continue. You're not supposed to disrupt anything. But they do it in the West. Why do they do it in the West? And it's against the law. And what they're doing is against the law in most of the places they do it. In Philadelphia, that's a fucking against. You can't stop traffic. You can't go into the busy intersections and streets and just flood out there and put out your damn fucking your prayer rugs and start praying and hold up traffic. That's not legal. Did the police do anything about it? No, they didn't. Islam has been treated with kid gloves, and they shit all over us. Or shall I say they piss all over us. It's like a dog pissing on marking his territory. That's what they're doing. And we need to put a stop to it. Islam needs to be removed as a religion because they're hiding behind that, especially in the U.S. They're hiding behind the First Amendment. It's like, no. And all these people going, well, they're not. No, there's religious Islam, and then there's Sharia, and then no. It's all the same. It's all the same. Their goals are exactly the same. Laura says they're disgusting and evil. They are, and that's the same way as people go, oh, radical Islam is the problem. Islamist is there is no such thing as is radical Islam. There's no such thing as an Islamist. All Muslims, whether they tell you or not, whether they admit it or not, have the same fucking goal. And while they might live with you peacefully, not cause any problems, once their numbers reach a certain amount, it doesn't matter what they want or don't want, because their leadership, their imams, fucking take control, and then shit starts going. So people need to stop falling for this. Oh, they're nice. No, they don't want to do that. They just want to be. They just want to live in the West because it's a good place to live, and they want to assimilate. No, they don't. No, they don't. And every mosque that we've ever sent anybody into preaches the same shit. They don't want. It's domination. Laurel says exactly. I try to tell people that. Yeah, people are fools. They're fools until, you know what? And then, you know when they wake up, Laurel? They wake up when their community is close to half Muslim. Because they don't need to be full. They got to get close to half. Sometimes not even that. Could be 40%, 35% of a community, and they count on the liberals back in their play, because the liberals got this weird fetish for the other. Muslim is so cute. Yeah, it's not fucking cute. And these are the same people that want to down Christianity. Do you know what? Here's what it is. Christians who follow Scripture, in other words, conservative Christians, they're shit on by the left and liberal Christians, which aren't following Christ's word at all anyways. Because we're open and honest about what we think. We're open and honest about Scripture. Muslims don't do that. Muslims only do that when they are in control. It's amazing, all these places, and it's suddenly like, oh my God, now I can't do this? I thought they were our pals. No, they weren't your fucking pals. Never were your pals. Oh, they were so tolerant, and oh, they love us. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's the long game. It's the kaya. It's the lie, so that you can continue to practice as a Muslim, and you can infiltrate, and you can get into positions of power, and you can then dominate. Their playbook is open for anybody to read. Just read it. But hell, half the people who profess to be Christian didn't even read the fucking Bible. You know, how stupid of me to expect them to read the Quran. Amazing. Just blows my mind how completely ignorant people are. Like I said, real problems may not happen in our lifetime. I got to write a little bit about this because it bothers me that everybody kicking the, oh, we got a bunch of people and they're gonna scream and holler about it, but they ain't gonna do anything about it. Well, that's not doing anything. They go, well, John, what are you doing? It ain't a problem here. I do what I can. You got to contact the people that it doesn't do me any good to contact people in Michigan. I can talk to people in Michigan, and I hope they listen to me. But people in Michigan have to deal with that. They got that mosque that the Muslims are trying to put in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Funny that gal hasn't written back yet. She tried to read me the riot act as if I was fucking doing something wrong. Were you in the meetings? Do you know what's happening? Why don't you do some research? It's like, yeah, somebody from that area contacted me and said, hey, Cowboy, can you put a spotlight on this? So I dug up the information, I put it out there, and I'm trying to bring awareness to it. And everybody that could be seen, there were some people that I've removed, I do a good job of house cleaning, is in support of Broken Arrow. So don't be getting off, oh, you're doing it for clicks. Look, I didn't fucking know about it until it was brought to my attention. But do it for clicks? Yeah. If somebody wants me to bring attention to a matter, even though I'm a little fish, but I'm still a fish, and I put something out there, I want clicks. It's not just about making money. They go hand in hand. They're not separate. But yeah, I want everything that I post to get clicks. Why do you think I'm on fucking social media? This isn't the Joe Schmo page and here, look at my dog and and no, I'm the Whiskey Cowboy. I'm a social and political commentator. I'm a business. And it's amazing. People want to scoff at me sometimes for that. It's like, oh, it's about the money. It's like, yeah. Yeah. You got a boss? What do you do for a living? You flip burgers? Oh, you flip burgers for money? Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. You a plumber? You work down at the local A&P? You work at Amazon? Good on you. Good on you. Well, this is what I do. I'm not going to sit back and be ashamed of it. It's the same way when I tell people, hey, you want to give me a tip? There you go. Here's my PayPal account. Give me a tip. Thank you very much. It's how I pay my bills. And people act like I'm fucking doing something wrong. You look at almost every fucking video that you go on channels, on YouTube. Say, hey, like, share, subscribe, donate, help me out. Yeah, we're not doing this shit for free. We're not doing it because some people have egos. That's fine. My ego's good enough. But I don't put out stuff on social media just because I want to see myself type something out. There's more to it than that. There's more to it than that. So, yeah. You don't want to contribute? Don't contribute. I don't care. Like a comment, like a post. Make a comment, share it. That's helping. Not much, but it's better than nothing. Better than nothing. So I can tell you, and I've said this before, ain't nobody out there, not a single person out there, work the hours that I do and put up the grief that I do for the money that I don't make. So cut me some slack. But, yeah. So, we need to try to make it so that 2-3 generations down the line, they don't have to fight the war. Had an elderly lady post up the other day. Oh, we've been in the Crusades for for a long time now. It's like, you use that word, and I just let it go, but I'm thinking to myself, you use that word, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We're not in the Crusades now. You have no idea. We're in the pre-Crusades period that has happened several times over human history. Pre-Crusades period. The Crusades happen when we have enough and we start fighting back. And somebody said, oh, we're already starting to fight back. No, we're not. That little bit of shit we've seen in Europe is not fighting back. That's just a couple people getting pissed off. When a nation starts fighting back, that's when they're fighting back. When an entire community even fights back and they don't stop. I'm not talking about a fucking protest. That ain't fighting back. That's a momentary protest. When they fight back and they physically remove every Muslim from their fucking town. And then they physically remove every Muslim from their nation. We've begun to fight back. Until that, we ain't done shit yet. Couple people getting pissed off. The Muslims are laughing their ass off. They're in the streets. They're in New York City, Times Square. We're doing their prayers and getting on megaphones and saying, this will be our land. Yeah, openly saying it on U.S. soil. And what happened? Nothing. Don't tell me we're in the Crusades and we've been in the Crusades. We ain't been in the Crusades. We ain't done shit. And I'm past being tired. I don't care. You're a Muslim apologist or a Muslim and you get on my social media account, you're going to be wiped out. Done. Ain't your place. You got nothing to tell me. Nothing to tell me. Ain't nothing I ain't seen before. All your arguments are bullshit. Had one guy, and they write so eloquently, so nice. Oh, but this and oh, but that, and talking about how like Muhammad helped these people and Muhammad did this and Muhammad united a warring Middle East. Yeah, I guess you could call that Hitler united a large portion of fucking Europe. So he's a good guy because he united people? No. Muhammad conquered people. That's not like uniting people. Conquering people isn't fucking uniting them. The fuck? How do you spell that? DFQ the fuck? So no, I'm not interested in, they got nothing to tell me. Oh, John, you should debate them. And I don't have the time. Yeah, DAFUQ. Well, that's good enough. I like that, too. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Laurel. Okay. Speaking of Miss Laurel. Now, she can't talk because she's typing it out. Do you have an announcement to make, a message that you would like to tell somebody, from somebody to the group? Because if you tell it, I'll read it. And I'll read no more and no less than what you type out. She's probably typing now. Got the AC going. The studio does get warm. Okay, she says, Allie says hi. That's Alicia, Allosaurus Rex. She is taking care of herself and needs a break from the BS of social media. There you go. There was the message. So again, Allie says hi. She's just taking a break. She says she's had enough of all your bullshit. She can't take it anymore. She's going to go off. She says, fuck them. Fuck them people. They're just like, no, that's not what she said. She said, fuck Kay. No, she didn't say that. No, she just said, hi. She's taking care of herself. She's taking a break from the BS of social media. That's it. Folks can read the messages that Laurel wrote. That's the rest is just me. I'm just messing with people. And no doubt, I'm making a bit of I'm looking at a metaphorical crystal ball here. I see Jim, and he's either playing Horizon or Pokemon. So you have fun there, Jim. Laurel says, crap, I forgot to tell her about Kay. Yeah, she haven't. Oh, my goodness. Now, what else we got going on here? We got, I hit that, we had that. Oh, another thing that I posted up. I got some of the typical stuff. I've kept it clean. I've kept it clean for the most part because I ain't putting up with bullshit. I posted up today about how, how a lot of times people are complaining that people in the United States can't afford to eat. Grocery prices are too high. They can't afford to eat. We're dying of fucking morbid obesity in the United States. We don't have a problem paying for groceries. Every figure that they fucking throw out there, and they're talking about, how some people they say that in the last In the last few years, their grocery bill tripled. They fucking did not. They tripled, but they lost a person. So one person gone, but you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Prices for some things went up. They've gone up between 2 and 3% over the last couple of years, consistently. Grocery prices. Another thing that's the truth is the amount of people's income that they're dedicating to groceries is actually a smaller percentage than it used to be in the past. People used to spend more of their income by percentage on groceries than they do now. Now it goes to everything else, and that's the problem. It's about priorities. And then people are like trying to say people are fat because of the processed foods. No, they're not. I'm not saying processed foods are not bad for you. They are. I'm not saying there aren't chemicals in a lot of the foods. There is. I'm not saying that there's GMOs. GMOs don't fuck with you. You know, corn. The corn that we eat now, do you think that's what the fucking Native Americans were growing? The wheat that we now have, do you think that that's what Native Americans were? No, it's all it's all engineered food. The engineering of food by genetics does not cause problems. It's a boogeyman. It's just another way. It's like organic. I love that. Organic. Organic food's better for you, right? Because it's healthier. No, it's not. No, it's not. You just pay more for it. And what's classified as organic now doesn't mean shit. If you go and look and you go, what class? It could be fucking about anything. And they've done studies and they've talked to farmers about it. Did you know that the chemical pesticides actually do less damage to the environment than the biological pesticides that they've been putting on it? Yeah, those fuck it up even more. It's like, so, well, what the fuck? It's all bullshit. They go, oh, they can't afford to eat the healthy foods. Bullshit. Somebody brought up, yeah, when it's $7-8 for a serving of beef, but a family size bag of potato chips is $2.50. It's like, if you're comparing potato chips to a fucking portion of meat, you're a retard. You don't understand the game that you're even playing. Really? Yeah, junk food doesn't cost as much. Sure, potato chips cost more than a one ribeye steak. Absolutely. But you're not going to fucking sit down and eat for dinner a bag of fucking potato chips. Are you retarded? And you're not going to buy, instead of paying $15 for a steak, you're not going to eat $15 worth of fucking potato chips. Are you insane? Snack foods are snack foods. The missus and I, we've done the math. Because it's the whole thing is like, they're fucking stupid. Here's what you need. Here's what the average person needs. Pasta, rice, flour, Bisquick, butter, oil of their choice. What do I got there? Pasta, flour, Bisquick, oil, butter, salt, and pepper. Beans. I mean, I could list. These are the staples. If you got that, then you just work in. You go, okay, we've got the basics here. You go to the store, you look for shit on sale, be it frozen goods, fresh goods, or dry goods. Staples. Your pastas, ramen noodles. And you get your meat when it's on sale. And you get as much as you can get when it's on sale. Or you go and you go, what's your sellout? We last day sale, the pork or the steak or the chicken, it's the last day or the last few days. They put it on sale. Well, you can fucking eat that today or tomorrow. Laurel says, hate to tell you, potato chips are ridiculous in price. That party size is now the size of what a regular item was 10 years ago. You shop sales, you freeze meats, you can freeze. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't buy much potato chips. And we buy stuff that we really like. And some of it's expensive. Our coffee, you know me, I don't cheap out on coffee. I don't do it. We like the chocolate-covered pistachios, Members Mark from Sam's Club. They're expensive. They're like $16, $17. We like that. But most of the stuff, we're very frugal, but we eat really well. We eat very well, and we don't break the bank for it. So all this, they eat all this processed food because it's cheaper. It's not fucking cheaper. Laura says, I don't compromise on coffee. No. No. No, ma'am. I like the good stuff. It's fucking Folgers and it's like, really? No. Gross. Stop it. No, I get good coffee. That doesn't mean I have to buy gourmet stuff, but I get good stuff. You know? $8-9 for a small bag. For us, it's worth it. It's something that we like. But I tell you what, if we can't pay our fucking bills, no, I'll probably stop drinking coffee. But it's all choices. It's all choices. And no, people aren't fat because they're eating processed foods. And here you go. People act like processed foods is something new. It's not new. It's not new. They've had processed foods all our lives. And you look back at the kids. Remember you go in school, Laurel? You could probably count the number of fat kids in your class. And by class, I mean the entire school. On one hand. I'm talking about fat. I'm not talking about chubby kids. I'm talking about fat kids. Morbidly obese kids. They stood out. You knew them. They stood out. You knew them. Now they're everywhere. Now I'm not saying every poor kid is fat. They're not. But kids aren't fat and adults aren't fat because they eat processed foods. They're fat because their portion sizes are too large and their activity level is too low. Those are the two biggest contributors. Because here's the killer for too many starches for what they're doing. Some people, I can eat a lot of starches. If you're a high activity person or you're a high metabolism person, you can eat a lot of starches and you need to. But if you don't, and like women, boy, then starches add up. But starches, sugars, and more so processed sugars. Over-processed starches versus less processed starches. Again, processed sugars, salts. Those are all the things that are going into, and then they add these other chemicals in there. Laurel says, my grandson, my graduating class had 96 kids. I would say maybe 3 were considered fat. Right. There were so few, they stood out. You know, Becky, yeah, she's fat. Yet Bobby, yeah, he's fat. Yet they were known. They weren't the norm. Now, yeah. Poor kids, when I was growing up, were skinny. Bone skinny. Because they didn't have food. Now poor kids are fat. It's not because of and I'm not saying that processed foods don't harm your body. They do. But the real danger is the amounts you eat and the longevity of eating those amounts with those things. Your body, like diabetes. Diabetes used to be pretty rare. Now it's fucking common. That's a fucking just whatever. Everybody's got diabetes. Well, it's because they put too much sugar in foods and digesting sugar. And then somebody was posting us, oh yeah, fruits and vegetables and vegetables, fruits, they got sugars in them too. Yeah, but it's not processed sugars. And the reason you get diabetes is because your body gets so overloaded with sugar, it doesn't know how to process it anymore. And your insulin drops. Because your body turns sugar into insulin. That's why they have to give themselves a shot. Or they carry around a candy bar to give them a boost of sugar when their sugar levels drop. And why does their sugar levels drop? Because their body's not processing sugar. That's what diabetes is. So no, it's like, oh, people aren't eating right. It's a choice. If a food is low fat, it usually has more sugar to taste. Right. And fats, here's what the human body craves: fats and sugars. It's a biological imperative to have fats and sugars. That's why we crave fats and sugars. But also sugars are a preservative. So that's another reason why we've got a lot of sugars in there. But fats and sugars. Now why? Sugars give us energy. And historically, it was difficult to find enough sugars, so we craved sugars. Fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. Sugars, because it gives us energy. Fats, because it gives us energy as well, but that can be converted. Our body converts fats differently. And we need to store up fat, just like animals. Animals get fat before winter, and then they get thinner through winter because they don't have the food, and then they build it back up again. That's how the animal cycle works. Humans used to be the same way, because come winter, we're not going to have all that goodies. So we have a natural built-in craving for sugars and fats. Well, don't be an idiot. You know you got a craving for it. Just know, I need to control myself. Which is another reason why if you're on a diet and you can control yourself, it's a good thing to have that burst of fat or burst of sugar every once in a while to take care of that craving. You don't need much, just a little bit. But if you can't control yourself, don't even have that. Laurel said fats are needed. Cholesterol is also needed, but not a lot. Yeah, and the type of cholesterol matters. And depending upon again, everybody's system runs different. Some people need more of this. Some people need less of this. That's why when they go, oh, the average is this, and they get the acceptable range, and the doctor goes, your numbers are on the high end. Your numbers may be on the high end your whole life. That's where you run. They have a high end for a reason. They have a low end for a reason. If you're within that, stop fucking around with people. The missus goes in for her surgery on Tuesday. It's the 11th, right? You're like, why is he bringing this up? Tuesday, yep. Laurel says, fuck the doctors. 3 or 4 points above the norm is fine. Right. They've got a high and they got a low for a reason. Fuck them. The missus goes in for surgery on Tuesday. If she doesn't hear from the hospital by Friday, she's going to be calling them because she doesn't have her arrival time yet. So her sister's going to bring her in for the surgery and then bring her home because I can't go. What if I could? I can't for legal reasons. Those who follow the show know. Yeah, I am barred from all Concord Hospital complexes, the Concord Medical Group, everything, even their satellite buildings. I can't set foot on their property. and her surgery takes place on the Concord campus, Concord Hospital campus. I can't even go into the parking lot. I'll get arrested. So then the next day, she got to go in for a follow-up. One of my daughters is going to bring her for that. And then a week or so, I think it's a week or so, she goes for another one. And my daughter will bring her in for that too. The missus is not happy. And I try to tell her, no, be positive. We're just glad you're getting the surgery done. We'll get through this and this is fine. And then we'll see whether I stir up a whole boatload of shit after that. I want to make sure she's fine first. Yeah, Laurel says, what the fuck happens if God forbid you get into an accident and get taken there by ambulance? Okay, how the law works is if I am taken there for emergency treatment, that's fine. That's not criminal trespass, because it's emergency service. They can't deny emergency service. But then as soon as that emergency service is done and I'm stabilized, I got to get off the fucking property. That's how that works. Here's the real kicker. What happens if we get into an accident and I don't need to go to the doctor, but the missus does, and they take her to the Concord Hospital because that's the most expedient place? I can't go. If I go, I'm arrested. Fucked up, isn't it? So that means that I've got to hope that if anything fucking happens, that I'm outside of the greater Concord area. I can go to Dartmouth. That's an hour and a half drive. Life Flight will get you there in an hour. But that's an hour and a half drive. Or Catholic Medical Center, Elliott Hospital, both of which are in Manchester. There's a Catholic, I think there's a Catholic Medical Center. There's a Dartmouth as well in Concord, but it's not. It's a care. It's not an emergency clinic. So yeah, they've put me out of central New Hampshire. Laura says, so fucking stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. I'll see what I can do about all of that after she gets through with her surgery. Not happy. Again, we're not talking about. And like I told him, I said, you wanna trespass me from Pennacook Family Physicians? Got no problem with that. Why should it apply to every fucking doctor's office and every facility in the Concord Hospital Medical Group? Why? I didn't have a problem with the Concord Medical Group. I had a problem with this one doctor and the manager, whatever the fuck she's called. Those two cunts. Yeah, I had a problem with those two cunts. I went there. I went hard C. Damn right I did. Hey, gals, I know your fucking names. I know your phone numbers. I know your home addresses. Yeah. And that's not a threat. And that's what I told the security too. It's like, trespass orders only work if somebody obeys them. If somebody's definitely out to do somebody harm, your trespass order doesn't matter. And he used to be a lieutenant in a police department down in I think Londonderry. I think it's in Londonderry. He was a lieutenant down there before he took over security for Concord Medical Group. It's like, you're trespassing. Trespass orders don't mean shit. And I told him, I'm a former police officer. I know trespass orders don't mean shit. The same way is restraining orders and TROs. TROs don't mean shit. If somebody's a TRO, a temporary restraining order never saved a woman's life or anybody's life. It didn't. It didn't. People are killed routinely after being served a TRO. They go and kill somebody. All a TRO does is it gives them another charge if the person makes contact again. That's it. A standard restraining order exactly the same way. It just gives another charge if they make contact. If they truly meant to harm them, it doesn't mean shit. Because I'm sorry, a rape charge or a murder charge or an assault charge, and then you go, oh yeah, and here's another charge for violating the restraining order. Pff, get the fuck out of here. That's like a resisting arrest charge tacked on after an arrest. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't add anything to the sentence. Nothing. Nothing. It's just more bullshit. So yeah, if those girls are afraid, good. Good, let them be afraid. Good. They got to drive to and from work every fucking day, just like everybody else. They think because they've got my information, they got something on me. I know their name. This is 2026. I know your name and where you work, and I know your job title. Oh my God. And you're in the medical field? Oh my God. They don't think. You're not like Bob the plumber or fucking Joe the electrician or the gardener dude. No, you're in a regulated industry. Your information is out there. I know every degree that you have, every school that you attended, every place of employment that you went. Why? Because it's on your fucking license. It's listed with the state. It's like these people are fucking stupid. This is 2026. It isn't 1926. It's 2026. So when people want to use the police as a tool, as a weapon, they want to use the law to strong arm somebody else and to flex on them, they had better think, number one, is the person I'm doing this to, are they really sound of mind? And if I wasn't, I should have been fucking arrested. And the police already admitted there's no charges. You made no threat. Well, if I didn't make any threat, how can they say they were afraid if no threat was made? And I talked to them. I said, if a threat was made, you would have arrested me. You should have arrested me. And they're like, right, there was no arrestable cause. No threat was made. They just didn't like my tone of voice, and they didn't like the fact that I wasn't going to fucking back down. They didn't like what I had to say. That's it. So you're going to trespass me from your entire Concord medical group because of that? You're a bunch of fucking pussies. I'm either a threat or I'm not. If I'm a threat, arrest me. If I'm not, stop playing the fucking games. I'll play it either fucking way. I'll go up on a jury of my peers, like I've expressed before. I've had a fucking restraining order, a TRO, issued on me in the past. Went to court, fucking sat there, said my thing, tossed the fuck out. Because I'm not stupid. But if I'm a threat, arrest me. If not, stop this shit. Because it's preventing me from being able to help my family. Or myself. Or I have to fucking go someplace else. Sometimes it's just a minor inconvenience. This surgery for the missus could have been done someplace else. The problem is we had started the process. We'd already gone through the process. So it doesn't make sense to then start it with the Dartmouth Hitchcock folks or the Elliott or Catholic Medical Center. They've got places they can do it. Didn't make sense to do it again. When all we need to do, we've done all the process again, and it's the same general place, not the same surgeon, but the same general thing that we did the last time for her surgery. All she needed is doctor clear for surgery. That's it. And they had to pull the games. So we get through all that shit, get her a new fucking doctor. And what's her doctor say? Oh, you're cleared. Yeah, because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It was that quick. That quick. One visit, one examination, one blood test. Cleared. The same way as it was for her first surgery years ago. Nothing had changed, but the doctor wanted to be a dick at Pennacook Family Physicians. And she didn't want to fucking hear anything. Which is like I said. I told her, I said, if you deny the surgery based on this and this, there's going to be problems. Oh, is that a threat? Yeah, fucking right, it's a threat. It's not me saying I'm going to fucking shoot you or something. There's going to be some fucking consequences. Why? Because she needs the surgery. And you don't have a valid medical reason to deny the surgery. So yes, there's going to be problems. You see where it all starts? It's like these fuckers can't pull their heads out of their asses. And people wonder why people hate the medical industry. Most of them had their heads up their asses. You can't trust anything they say. But she goes in Tuesday for the surgery. I'm sure it's going to be fine. And she'd been taking some medication in the meantime, just to make the doctor happy. But the doctor already cleared her. And as soon as the surgery's done, she's off the medication. And why? Because the medication has side effects. And I fucking said this all the time. If you have an issue that you can take care of without using medication, do it without medication. Why? Because every medication they put you on has side effects. And I'll tell you what, they won't tell you all the fucking side effects. You got to look into that shit yourself. And then what happens is they give you medicine 1 to take care of an issue. Okay? And it gives you 3 side effects. So then to handle at least 2 of those side effects, they give you medication 2. Which exasperates the 3rd side effects and gives you another side effect on top of that. So then they give you another medication that deals with the 2 existing side effects now that you're battling. And you see how it goes? That's why old people, you see them and they got those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday shit, and it's not all multivitamins. It's fucking medications. This is to handle this problem. This handles the side effect for this problem. This handles the side effect for this problem. So on and so forth. Until you're damn near a meal of fucking pills every goddamn day. And the doctors don't give a shit. So, as soon as she's done with the surgery, off the fucking medication, and she's going to find another doctor. And not because she wants to go to a doctor, but because it's good to have one in your pocket. I ain't been to a doctor in ages. Last time I went to a doctor was probably 15, almost 20 years ago. I mean, I was good. I was healthy. That was fine. And I only went because I fucked up my back. And this time when I fucked it up, I didn't go to a doctor. I just went and I just handled it myself out of pocket and fixed it up. But yeah, I probably should go to a doctor, but I'm a man. And too many doctors now don't want to fucking listen to you. They don't want to listen to you. Yeah, but they won't want to listen to you. Like I said, the missus went over her notes that the doctor wrote down. Wrong. Not what she said. Not true. But she's like, fuck it. Not even, you can go and have that shit corrected if you want. But here's the thing about your medical records. You can request that it be corrected, but it's up to them whether they're going to correct it or not. I think that's the fucking biggest horse shit I've ever heard of. That you don't have any real control over your own medical records. Isn't that some shit? So, we'll deal with those other shit as time goes. Laurel says it's rare to find a doctor that actually listens. Right. Michelle was the last doctor, and she did a couple of our daughters, the missus, and she was technically mine, but I never saw her. I saw the guy that was on staff, but she was technically mine. And I went there with every visit. The missus is really, she's upset. This will be the first doctor visit or anything that she's been to since we've been married that I wasn't there. The very first. The very first. And she's got anxiety going to the doctors anyways. See, I don't go to the doctor because I'm a controlling guy. I sit there with her in the doctor's office because I love my wife and I'm her rock. She knows I'm going to listen and pay attention. And she might not catch everything. She knows that I am her strongest advocate. In the medical facility, they don't fucking, it's like the same way as the last time she was in the hospital for shit. And they treated me like I was a visitor. And we're like, oh, fucking no. Oh, fucking no. I'm not a goddamn visitor. I'm her husband. We are cleaved together. You're not going to treat me like shit. Laurel says I hate it for her. Yeah, me too. But there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And even the police, even my local PD that came in and issued me my trespass order again. I'm like, why are you, I already got this in the mail. And he's like, well, they just delivered it to us and we sent you, you live here, we deliver it, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah. I explained the situation. He's like, oh, so you acted like a good husband. It's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? Couple cunts is what they are. Yeah, I went hard C again. Hey, Judy. Welcome to the show. You missed the first part. I covered a bunch of stuff and then got into this stuff with the Concord Medical Group again. The missus goes in Tuesday for her surgery. Hope work was good for you. Allosaurus Rex says, hey, Judy. She says, tell Judy she can kiss my ass. No, she didn't. She didn't say that. But Laurel got in touch with Allie, and Allie's taking a break from social media for a while. She's doing some mental health healing. But yeah. Y'all know me. I don't go out try to cause problems. I just don't back down from shit. Treat people right. And they weren't scared. They came out of the fucking facility. Judy says, good for Allie and the missus. Yeah. Well, better for the missus. So folks though should send out prayers for both Allie and the missus. Different reasons. I'm sure she's going to be fine. The cataracts are really the cataract. Cataract is not S. The cataract is really, really thick. Should have had it done years ago. We just weren't financially in the right spot to do it. But we worked things through, and we're getting it done. And she's been working on it now. What? Heck, it's been over 6 months since we've been doing this process. It's been well over 6 months. The missus will correct me if I'm wrong. Laurel says she'll be on my list, on my prayer list. Yeah. So yeah, it's not like it's, and then this put it off. She should have already had the surgery done, but it was put off months. So yeah, way over 6 months we've been working on this process now. Lord, she had to go get her medicine. Oh my God, we went to the medicine. We went to the pharmacy the other day. She's like, "Yeah, we gotta go to Heffenerd." That's what I'll call Hannaford. Got to go to Heffenerd. They called my prescriptions in. I'm like, okay. Okay. And she goes, they didn't roll it. The last time she had to get this stuff, they rolled it into the cost of the surgery. They didn't do it this time. So it's like, okay. So we get to Heffenerd and got 3 bags and went over the information. $109. Like, oh, ow. Yeah. Hey. That's for, I think, from some eye drops and some antibiotics and stuff. Things like eye drops, antibiotic, and something for after the surgery or something like that. Judy goes, dang, yeah. It's like, oh, wow. Okay. Put that on the Bass Pro card. Okay, if you don't, that's the basic response. What we do is we run everything through my Bass Pro card. Because and then when we get home we pay it off. We don't keep a balance. We just run everything so it touches the Bass Pro card. It's like most people have these. A particular credit card will give you Sky Miles or points or something like that. So you try to run as much of your stuff through there as possible. You just don't carry a balance. Well, Bass Pro card, that's ours. Laurel says, yeah, those eye drops are a bit pricey. Yeah. Yeah, and the antibiotics weren't cheap either. But yeah, so it's fine. I mean, we're good. But yeah, so everything runs through the Bass Pro card. So I wait until my balance gets up, and then I can go and get something for free at Bass Pro. Yeah, I like their stuff. I got no problem with Bass Pro except for the way they run their company. Yeah, but that's on them. Laurel says those dollars off are freaking awesome on the Cabela's Bass Pro. Yes, they do. Are you a club member? Are you a club member, Laurel? If anybody's got a Cabela's card, they ain't going to be good for much longer. They're rolling everything over. They're going to be rebranding all of the Cabela's back into Bass Pro because Bass Pro bought them up. They've been doing dual and then working more of the Bass Pro stuff in. Laurel says, hell yeah. Yeah, they're a good thing to have. Now, we'd also get told, oh, you got to push the Bass Pro card. I hated that. Look, if they make sense for people, it's a great thing. If they don't make sense for people, it annoys. So I never did the hard sell on the cards. But yeah, if you can have one. Now, what are you? Are you a... they got silver, gold, and platinum, I think is the levels. Do you know what level you are? I'm a gold. I started out at silver. I'm a gold. Back last year, they sent me a, hey, hey, you've just been elevated to gold. It's like, okay. I'm waiting for my platinum. You can also, you get dollars off. You get the rewards dollars, and for the club cards, they never expire. Laurel says, when Tommy was alive, it was one of the highest levels. It's either gold or platinum. And you go, well, what's the damn difference? Well, your credit goes up, your credit limit goes up, and the amount of points you make off of your purchases changes. It goes up. So your club cards gives you points for every purchase. Purchase in store gets you a certain amount of points. Purchase outside gets you a certain amount of points less. the points never expire. Where a lot of things they go, okay, you got 300 points. If you don't spend it by, December 31st, it's gone. No. You can run them for 10 years. It doesn't matter. As long as your card's active and you're still using it, it's good. If you're not active on your card, they'll cancel your card. I've had a lot of people go, yeah, I'm a club member, and they try to use the card, and it's like, no, you're not. Laurel says, we spend a lot of money in there. I use the card on a lot and then pay it off. Yeah. Keep the balance low or no, but run everything through your fucking card. But the club being a club member isn't just the card. It is, but it allows you. They have like club nights. It'll be like sometimes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe Friday. Club nights will change, and it depends upon your local store. Check out with your local store. Here I am selling it for Bass Pro. They have their club nights. You go in there after, I think they start usually about 5 o'clock or something like that, club hours, club nights. And they'll have free food, a raffle, special deals. Your club nights will be like all products 20% off, club night, or these club products are off 30 or 40% off, stuff like that. Right, Laura says, and you get better prices. Yeah, you get all the time if it is a club priced item. Not all products are club priced. Misconception. People think, oh, everything in the store, I'm a club member, so I'm going to get club prices off. No, it's certain products. But overall, yeah, you'll save some money if you're a club member. Watch the deals, watch club nights. And yeah, so I always recommend it. If I don't care if you already have 3 credit cards, if you're not credited to the gills, in other words, you're in debt, get yourself a club card. And then do, like I said, but that'll work with any card. If Bass Pro isn't your thing, in other words, not the outdoor stuff, not hunting, if that's not your thing, the club card doesn't make sense to you. It only makes sense if you do hunting, fishing, camping, outdoorsy stuff. That's when a club card matters. If not, look for your. I got offered a similar card with a similar deal just from my bank. Like, hey, we'll give you this card, and it gives you. And I'm like, yeah, it's dang near what my club card does, but their points don't. It's not something I could use. So like me, the credit cards love doing like Sky Miles and stuff. That doesn't. What the fuck am I going to do with Sky Miles? I'm not flying anywhere. Now, if you fly a lot and you like to vacation, that type of card is going to work better for you. But if you like outdoorsy stuff, camping, fishing, hunting, shooting, then the Bass Pro Club card is the card to get. Why? They're the biggest outdoor sporting company in the United States. Which amazes me why the fuck they can't keep proper ventilation and cooling systems in their stores. They make a lot of decisions. I go, what the fuck? You're the biggest. It's not like, oh, these guys, they're the biggest. Laurel says, I don't fly. Right. So Sky Miles doesn't do you any good. Bass Pro Club. That works. So yeah, I'm a club member. Don't work for them anymore, but I'm a club member. I ain't been back in since I gave him my adieu. I hadn't had a need to. I mean, I'm pretty well outfitted. My latest life vest is is a something river. Fall River. I forget their brand, but it's a Bass Pro. It's a Bass. My hat that I wear canoeing is a redhead. It's a Bass Pro. My shirt, I've got several shirts. I got kind of a long sleeve tee, and I don't wear that very often. My other one's just a long sleeve UV shirt. That's a redhead. That's Bass Pro. I like their stuff. I like their stuff. It's not. There's other outdoor stuff that you could argue some of their products are better, but Bass Pro's prices are really great. They're good prices for what you're getting for a product. So yeah, I like their stuff. It was just the game that management was playing that I just couldn't. And here's the problem. I think that the store manager was blindsided by it because he didn't see it coming. But he was in the whole process. He didn't see all the other shit, the stuff that they were pretty much promising me, and they didn't follow through on. But whatever, not getting into that. It's fine. I worked my ass off for Bass Pro. They got a good employee. They abused that. I no longer work there. I'm fine. I got my truck out of it. Everything worked out. Truck's fully paid for. The missus's SUV, Zippy, paid for. So all that debt's gone. We're way ahead in the game. And I started it because our budget was only $400 a month short. So I was like, okay, let's get a full-time job. And then while they weren't paying me what I was worth, it was okay. And we used the money very well. We didn't blow it. Used the money very well. But when the exchange, when my labor and time was not worth what they were paying versus the games that I had to go through, now it's time to part ways. Happens. Good luck on them. Had one feller, he writes his number down, he hands it to me on the way, and he says, "You need anything, John, you give me a call." I'm like, yeah, okay. I won't, but thank you. I won't need I didn't call him. I don't even know where his number is. But it'd be interesting to go back and see who's still working there. They have a hard time keeping people there. Gun counter rotates people in all the time. Can't keep them. Wonder why. Sometimes it's because people don't want to work. Other times it's like, not enough for what you're asking me to do, because there's legal ramifications when you're a firearms dealer, and that's what we were. And your job is always on a razor's edge. And like me, I was making less than the fucking cashier. So it's like, fuck you. What the hell? Yeah, I was doing lead shit. But whatever. Laurel said a lot of places keep beating the fastest horse. They can't. And they don't understand. Everybody was like, John, okay. Yeah. John needs to be in this position. The other people didn't want it. Well, one kid wanted it, and there's no way they were going to put him in it. But the position came open twice. I'd already explained to you folks what it was. But, everybody's like, John's the one that should be doing this shit. Everybody behind the counter, everybody in the vault, and the peripherals that would come over and occasionally touch us. It's like, yeah. I was the new guy. Yeah, I was the new guy. But I went for, like I told, I was running state. You got two places. You run federal and you run state. And depending upon what it is, if it's handguns, it goes through the state. If it's long guns, it goes through the feds. Not everybody ran state. I was running state before my fucking probationary period was up. And they had other guys that had been working there a lot longer than me, and they weren't running state. Within 2 days of me starting to run state, the systems got fucked up. So I was having to run state and federal in the vault. That doesn't mean to anybody here. You usually run Fed. We have notebooks and computers out at the counter, and that's where we run federal. Nothing was up. I had to go in the vault. Their systems were still running. And run every sale, both federal and state, myself. And the other guys were basically doing sales, and I was running sales too. But all the processing had to be run in the vault, and I had to do that. So dang, you're lucky. You're lucky. And there was nobody else. Nobody else was working that could run state. None of them. But I could. There was shit that I should have been able to do, but I wasn't a lead. So I was doing lead work. I wasn't a lead. Leads got another level that they could go in and they could check things. So if I'm working, I'm doing all the jobs of a lead, and that's fine. But let's say I go in and I had to get in deeper to get something, I'd have to call in management because they had authorization to get in there because I wasn't a lead. A lead could do it. That's how fucked up things were. It's like, okay. And I was there every fucking day. Pain, no pain. There. In early. Work as late as I have to do to make sure things are done. Yeah. Final day. Same day I was told, nope, we're going to go with somebody else for the lead position. That's the second time I'd put in for it. And I put in for it both times because I was told to put in for it. But the second time I was a damn lock-in. I was told by my boss, my direct boss, John, when this guy goes, and he went, he was fired. When this guy goes, I want you in this position. I'm like, okay. So I put my name in again, went through the fucking process again, and nope, I got my email. I got my email that morning. That morning. I was supposed to close. That morning, I got my email in. No, sorry, John. Thank you for applying, but we've decided to go with somebody else. Thank you very much for your interest. If you've got any interest in any other positions, in the future, you just let us know. You know the letter. I was ripshit. I was fucking ripshit. And the thing is they were doing a complete restructure. It wasn't just that position. They had two major positions. They had an actual the manager for the firearms section was being replaced as well. Laura says that's Rich. Yeah, it was Rich. So I get into work, and this is icing on the cake. I get into work, and the guy's like, "Hey, John's here." Fucking great. I'm like, oh shit, what's wrong? And they're like, yeah, you're the only one working tonight. I'm like, fucking what? See, you need two people to do a gun sale, and one of them has to be a lead or higher. You need two people to do a gun sale. One of them has to be a lead or higher. I wasn't a lead. And that wasn't the only time I've been in that fucking position. But I get the no thank you letter in the morning, going to work, and they say, you're the only one working. Now, also keep in mind, unlike the other sections in the store, if I got to take a piss or I got to go eat, I can't just go. The other ones, it doesn't fucking matter. If you're selling clothing or camping gear or boats or fishing or what have you, you can just fucking leave. The worst thing's going to happen is a customer can't ask somebody a question, and they're just going to have to grab any employee that they happen to see. That's the worst thing that can happen. Laurel said they really shot themselves in both feet. Yeah. So, but in firearms, you can't do that because there's got to be somebody there all the time behind the counter, all the time. Because of guns. So I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And I explained to the other folks on the crew, the guys. Well, there was a gal too. She was a lead from shooting, but since she was a lead, she can fill in for the lead. And she's like, John, you're going to be working with me tonight, because she was a lead, but she wasn't there all the time. And she doesn't sell guns, but she can do the second check. Or shall I say the second, what we would do is you need 3 people to do the check. One of them has to be a lead or manager. Okay. And so you've got the first person that does the forms, and that can be anybody. It can be that's covered on their FFL. So it can be an outfitter, a lead, but a lead from shooting, not any lead in the store. And a manager. Any of the managers can do it. They can start the sale. But those second 2, unless it's just a lead from shooting, from firearms, they generally don't. Then another person can do the second. So like let's say my boss starts the sale. I can second him. But he can't third it. It's got to be a lead or another manager. You see how that works? So if I'm behind the counter by myself and I make the sale, and I call the lead in to second the sale, and she's not behind the counter because she doesn't sell guns. So she seconds it. It's looking over the paperwork and stuff like that. It's all online, but whatever. And then we go through, and then I get the approval back from either the state or the feds. I need somebody to third it. Whoever started the sale goes back in and takes over again. So I would start it again. And then somebody that wasn't myself or the first person has to come in. So that would be a manager. So I'd have to call her in every sale and then call a manager in to do the final, for the final sale. Every sale, one person, the whole damn gun counter. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I might be up for it if you gave me some candy. Now, number one, not only that, I was being underpaid. Their base pay for the position that I was in for a base outfitter was, let's say, X. I wasn't making X. They said, I'd like to, because I'm like, they're like, oh, how much you want to make? I said, well, this is what it says. When I was offered the job, this is what it says. When I applied for the job, this is what it says. And they're like, well, yeah, I'd like to, but since you don't have any retail experience, in other words, I'd never worked retail. I've got sales experience, but I never worked in a retail store. Said, I can only offer you this much, which was below. And I'm like, okay, it was less than what I wanted to do, but I like guns. I know guns. I can sell. That's not a problem. Hey, okay, fine. I'll do it. From the time I put in and I was hired was under 3 days. And then the next week I started work. It was fast. They needed me. Now, I needed the job, but they needed me. And then, like I said, not even through my probation period, and I was running state. Okay, now, after your first review, you can get a raise, which is what I was expecting. Your first review is supposed to be 90 days in. So that's 3 months in. You're supposed to be getting a review. And you can get a raise, which I was expecting a raise. Bass Pro switched their stuff. You got a review once a year. Once a year. And everybody got their review on the same month once a year. My department got their review over a month before my probation period took effect. Oh, well, isn't that fucking nice? That means I have to work 14 months underpaid while doing the job of a lead, but not getting the position of a lead. At under their base pay for their outfitter. Now, again, I go into work that day and I'm processing all this shit. And it's like, you can put up with a lot of shit. You can put up with a lot of shit. You go, okay, whatever. Hey, if they weren't offering me the job and I wasn't being pushed for the job and I wasn't the right guy for the job, I wouldn't have applied for the job, whatever, I'll go with it. But I'm not going to do fucking lead work. You're not going to fucking make me do lead work. I'd have fucking sat back. And I told him outright, I said, you know, most of the guys here on the line, they don't give a shit about the job. They're doing the bare fucking minimum. I'm the new guy. I'm the only guy that says I'm here for resource acquisition. But I'm doing the job. And the rest don't give a shit. And you want to promote me and you say you want to promote me and then you don't fucking promote me and I'm getting paid below your base outfitter pay, kiss my fucking ass. I was not happy. Everybody's like, yeah, I'd quit. Fuck that. So I'm like, hey, hold on, while they still had the crew there. I say, hold on here. Now, as employees, we get discounts. I went over, I had my eye on a kayak. I'm like, hold on here. I'm going to use my Bass Pro points, my club points, and my discount. And the canoe was also on sale. So the kayak was on sale. Had a employee discount on the top of that, and I used my Bass Pro points. I think I paid like $150 for it or some shit like that. Brand new kayak. So I'm like, let me get this. So I got it and I pulled my truck around. I went to the boating section. I said, yeah, you got this in red? I really like the red one. And they're like, oh, let me check. I think I got a red one in the back. And see, nobody knew what the fuck was happening because that's on the other side of the store. It's like, yeah, John, let me go on there. And I'm in full quote unquote uniform and everything. So I was like, yeah, I got one. Fantastic. Here, write up the slip. So they wrote up the slip. I went and I paid for it. I went and paid for it. Went out to the parking lot, got my truck, drove it around to the back. We put it in the bed of the truck. I parked my truck. I went back inside. Oh, and then I told him to kiss my ass. No, I didn't say it quite like that. No, you heard the story. I went into the man. I said, "Yeah, guys, I'm not doing this." And I was going to give him. I was like, man, I'm going to give him my 2 weeks, but I'm like, no, I'd have given him my 2 weeks if it wasn't. The more it started gnawing on me, it's like, really. I'm going to have to play this game tonight, and it's not the first time I've played this game. After they told me that that they're not going to give me the position, and I'm being underpaid, yeah. So I went into HR and I said, yeah. I went in earlier and said I'm giving my 2 weeks, but then I went back and I got the kayak, and then when it was done, I was like, no, fuck this. I called the missus. I said, I got to call the wife. So I went into the back and I gave her a call and I explained the situation to her. And that was the second call. I think I'd called her the first time and said, I'm going to give my 2 weeks. And she said, like, yeah. And I went back and I went, it's like, do we need the money for the 2 weeks? And didn't even skip a beat. She's like, no. I'm like, okay, so I'm done. She's like, okay. She didn't like me working anyways. She didn't like me working. I would have worked. I was good at my job. Great with people. Good at my job. But she's like, no. So that was that. And like, no, yeah, I said I'd give you 2 weeks, but no, I'm done. I'm done now. Okay, hold on. And then they went and got Bob, the manager, and he goes, deer in the headlight look. And I shook his hand. He didn't say anything to me. Didn't say anything to me. Just deer in the headlights. Literally looked dazed and confused. I'm like, yeah, this ain't working out. I didn't feel the need to explain it to him. Said, this isn't working out. Said, I gave it a try, Hey, thank you for the opportunity. But, yeah. It's done. Handed in my badge and went to my locker, got my stuff, and walked out to the truck and got in it and drove home and ain't been back since. It's sad that it has to work. You hear people online, and I try to, don't be talking shit about your employer online. Your future employers may hear you. It's like, I do not think that I have been, Laura says, but your gun department is run by idiots. Well, a combination of that and internal politics and stupid shit. And plus the fact of being held to higher standards. We were held to, and then my boss, sometimes he'd come in wearing whatever the fuck he wanted to wear. He wore a vest because I'd seen him wear a vest. I look good in a vest. I'm like, oh, gee, I can wear a vest. Yeah, you can't wear a vest unless it's a veteran's vest, but I didn't wear a veteran's vest. I could have, but I didn't wear one. I put pins on my hat. He'd come in with fucked up looking hair and just, nice enough guy, but want to hold everybody else to higher standards than management was even held to. So I just don't, whatever. I get it, but whatever. I didn't cause fucking problems. I did not bitch at work. In fact, I told other guys that were bitching at work, don't do that and don't do it in front of customers. It's bad fucking form. Don't do that. I don't care how much you hate your job. You do not bitch to customers about your job. That's the way John is. Like my boss said, yeah, he's barbed wire, leather and barbed wire. Yeah. I'll do the job, but this is, and I was friendly, but I was professional and didn't put up with shit from customers or other employees, but I was social and I was nice and I did my fucking job above and beyond what I needed to do. Didn't slack off. Even to the point where I still, even up until the time that I fucking, if I had to definitely go to the bathroom, which wasn't often, I just like, look, I got to go to can I go? And they're like, you don't have to ask. It's like, you got to know where the fuck I'm going. It's like, yeah. They lost a good employee. And before silly season, I didn't have to work through the holiday season. So that night that I wasn't working, my last night, they had to call in management, which was probably my boss. Because there was nobody on schedule. Which that gets me to how to fuck. That's piss poor management right there. To go in and like, you're the only fucking one working. I've opened by myself. Not uncommon for guys to come in to open by themselves. I've opened by myself, but it's not technically open. The part-time guy comes in, at 9. Well, I'm there at 7. I got to put out all the guns. I got to do all of the paperwork. I've got to do all of the computer stuff. I got to get everything up and running by myself. Doesn't matter if you got another guy on shift. They had another old guy. He couldn't handle the guns. He couldn't put them there, or he couldn't put them down or take them away because he had a fucked up hand. He could sell guns, but he couldn't do a lot of handling. Well, it's like, well, what the fuck? I didn't complain. I didn't complain. And another thing I was tired of is I got slammed because of other people's shit. Because of the way Bass Pro does stuff. And other people got slammed too, and they were fucking pissed off too. But I got slammed double. It's like, what the fuck? And then I'm fucking on super probationary period afterwards. The fact it's like, no, it's what it is. If I'd gotten another fucking error, they'd taken me off the fucking counter. But they weren't my fucking errors. It's whatever. It's and they had gone back like 5 months. It was an error that was not caught until an audit was done. And I'm free and clear, and it wasn't my error in the first place, and I get caught up in it. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. One day, because the 3 people got fucked because of one guy. 3 people got fucked because of one guy. One day when they were going through shit, we were all rip shit. Oh, we were fucking mad. I won't get it. Bob. I call him fucking Bob. I'm not going to say, not going to say the nickname that he donned on himself because whatever. But yeah, I called him fucking Bob. No, I just fucking, No, I'm a good employee. I bust my ass. I do the best that I can. If I don't know, I say I don't know. If I need help, I'll say I'll need help. You need help, I'll give you a hand. Good with customers. Good with making sure the customer got the right firearm for their needs in their budget. Took the time, made sure it was right. I was a good salesman, but whatever. Aside from, look, I didn't mind selling guns. It was all the other bullshit that went along with it. And it wasn't worth it for the money that I was getting paid, which I say not paid. But that's why I tell people all the time, it's up to you. Nobody's forcing anybody to work a job. I understand that if it's not enough for you. I get it. Then find a job that is. But if you need the money, you better fucking do the job. If it's jobs available, I didn't need the money. I'm not rolling in money. I could always use more money. My budget's tight. We're fine. So if folks want to donate, there's a link in the description. There's a link on my Facebook page. Yeah, by all means, because Meta doesn't pay me shit. But our bills are paid. I didn't, quote unquote, need that job. I went a whole year, couldn't go canoeing. Couldn't do shit because I was working all the time. And the missus didn't have me there. She hated it. She fucking hated it. She hated me getting up before she is for the days I open, and then, not coming home until mid-afternoon, early evening. And then she hated me not home for dinner on the nights I closed, and she couldn't go to sleep until I got home, and that was fucking after 10. She hated it. I get it. But I did it, and I did it in pain. I did it in pain. And didn't miss a day. Didn't miss a day. Other guys called out. I didn't miss a day. Yeah, so that's an interesting saga. But aside from that, yeah, I like Bass Pro. I like the products. They've really expanded. They got Ranger boats now under their umbrella. They've got a couple other Ascend, something that's one of their boat lines, and Bass Tracker is Bass Pro. Sun Tracker is Bass Pro. And like I said, they're now selling Ranger boats as well. So they got their own line of ATVs and goodies. And yeah, they got a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff. Good stuff. All the power to them. I just, if I had went in, there was 2 job openings when I went. They're like, yeah, there's 2 job openings. There's I think the camping was part-time when I was applying, and the gun counter was full-time. And I'm like, gun counter? Yeah, I can sell guns. You know about hunting and stuff? I know a bit about hunting. I'm not a hunter. I've hunted. I told him that. I've hunted. I am not a hunter. I've hunted. I know about hunting. But I know guns. I know guns. And I gave my history and stuff like that. And we had guys. We had former police officers as well. I'm a former police officer. And former military guys and hunters. we had all back there, and then just guys that they didn't hunt or were law enforcement or military, but they just, I don't know how they got the fucking job, but whatever. But most of us were former military, former police, and or both. Or hunters. But most of them, they didn't give a care. They just, whatever. Didn't get worked up about stuff. Oh, whatever. Are they going to fire me? A lot of the guys were retired. There was just extra income for them. Most of our crew was part-time. They were part-time, and they were just retired and just, okay, if they fire me, what? What are they gonna do? So they had a worker. Like I said, they had a worker that cared about his job. Laura says, I was PO'd when Bass Pro bought out Cabela's. Cabela's brand of women's jeans were just about indestructible and fit well. They killed that brand. Yeah, there was some switchovers that happened. Bass Pro bought up a bunch of stuff and brought it into the umbrella. Do you know Cabela? Was it Cabela's brand jeans? It wasn't Redhead. What's the female? The female that. They got a special. Let's see here. Bass Pro women's clothes. It's got it's like a Spire or. I'm trying to go here. I'm not coupon. I don't want coupons. Let's share here. It was called Natural Silk. Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell with me. Let's go women's. Oops, let's get here. Okay, men's, women's. No, women's. Okay, women's clothing. Okay, no, best, yeah, 10% off. Check your coupons online, folks, because you get coupons all the freaking time. Natural Reflections. Natural Reflections is Bass Pro's women's line now. Natural Reflections. And Redhead. Redhead has both men and women's products in it. I like Redhead. And the Redhead it's the name of a duck. It's a redhead duck. Redhead is Bass Pro. Natural Reflections is Bass Pro. Ascend is Bass Pro. Yeah, I think that's it. Ascend, Natural Reflections, and Redhead. Yeah. Close that out right there. Yeah, and the funny thing, I was thinking about doing one of two things. I was either going to buy a Jeep for our toy vehicle, or we were going to get a boat. But that means I'd be locked in for years. They were branded with the Cabela's name. Yeah, okay. Probably similar to what Bass Pro does, except for Bass Pro, these are their stuff. They have them made. It's their stuff. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get I got everything paid off. I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm okay. I'm going to either get a Jeep so I can drive around with the missus with the top down, or I'm going to get a boat. And we had settled on a Jeep. I was that close to getting a boat. I'm like, well, a boat I can only use part of the year, and you got to take it to the water, and because we don't live right on the water. I'm like, okay, so we're going to get a Jeep. I had a Jeep picked out. Jeep all picked out. It was a white Jeep, and not only just was a white Jeep, it was a fairly new one, but it was all decked out, out of Boston. I'm like, okay, I can get this financed. This is fine. This is the payments for it. Yeah, that's fine. Get it all set up. And I had checked out Jeeps all over the country. I had like 4 or 5 that I was fishing with. I'm like, okay, yeah, these will all work. But this was the newest, and it was a 2-door. It wasn't a 4-door, but it had all the bells and whistles. It was all decked out. It was a slick Jeep. Looked like it was angry. It had eyes on it. It's like it had attitude, and. So we were like this fucking close. And the dealership was dragging their feet on the sale. They're going back and forth, back and forth. I got other pictures. I do the whole thing. And they just like, nope. And then this happened. And I think everything came down through the dealership. I think a week and a half or 2 after I had said adios to Bass Pro. And they're like, yeah, yep. Hey, yeah. You want to get this done? It's like, yeah, sorry, too late. But if they had been a couple weeks earlier, I'd have been locked in at Bass Pro. I would have had to stay there. I'd just have to bite the bullet and power through. But it worked out for the best. It worked out the best. Like the missus says, things work for a reason. They happen for a reason. They happen for a reason. There was a reason people were dragging their feet. There was a reason, because things had to be timed right. And they worked out fine. And you guys got me back, because then I got to fire up the show again. The show was down for a while. Then the show was back, and then put out more content on my page, because it was a trickle. While I was gone, it was a trickle. It came back with a vengeance, and then Facebook hit me. I was starting to make some decent money. Starting to make decent money, too, and they hit me. It's like, you sons of mothers. When you go, starting to make money? What do you mean? Yeah, it's not like you hear it. No, my best month was just under $2,000. Most of the other months were about between $600 and $800 a month, which was fine. I was worth more than that. I ain't back up there yet. I'm busting my ass. I ain't there yet. Well, yeah, I'd be happy if I get a couple grand a month. Because then, like I said, I got to take 35% off the top, and fucking that goes back to the side. That goes into our savings account. That's for my taxes at the end of the year. That's state and federal. So yeah, each time I process money and put it into the bank account, it's like, yeah, this is how much I'm giving you, baby. I do it once a month. So last week, every month, I transfer money, and I go, this is how much I'm giving you, baby. And she's like, okay. So remember to take that 35 off the top. She's like, I got it. I'm like, okay. And then that's my contribution to the overall budget for another 4 weeks. We eat well. I tell people, that whole fucking food thing. It's like people are stupid. People are stupid. Always got an excuse. Like, you can eat well. We talk about this on the show too. Oh, you can't. It costs too much to eat good. No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. You're just lazy. If it gets real tight, shop multiple stores. Watch what each of the stores are getting. There's been times where we'd go one grocery cycle, vegetables and dry goods. Anything not meat is one cycle. And then the next cycle would be meat. We'd hit all the sales and get whatever we could get with that money, meat. Then the next cycle, pastas, vegetables, stuff like that. Anything not meat. And just keep your eye open for sales. You can do it. I don't buy this whole fucking, it's too expensive to eat. Or the same way as like, oh, it's I don't have time to cook. Really? You don't have time to cook. You're full of shit. Most of the time it takes less time to cook from fresh, as it does putting in a frozen dinner, a pre-done meal. So cook fresh. Cook fresh. Cook from scratch. No, what it is you don't want to cook. You'd rather just sit down and do nothing. That's fine. Call it like it is. But it's not that you don't have time to cook. And it's like, I don't like cooking. Why don't you like cooking? When somebody says they don't like cooking, it's like, Like one of the Mrs.'s sisters, she didn't like cooking. I don't like cooking. Well, it's because she's always busy and she went about it. It seemed like a chore for her. It's like, don't make it into a chore. Make it into an adventure. Make it into an adventure. We love cooking. You do some, I do some. I'm the meat guy. Well, except for chicken. Unless I'm grilling, rotisserie, or smoking, any meat and products that's on the grill, smoker, or a rotisserie, that's mine. Panned is mine. And then the missus does everything else. Oh, cooking is great. And it's not hard. Oh, I can't. Yeah, no. There's a few things that you got to keep in mind after that. It's fun. If you get the basics down, then you get creative. If you're really good, it's like me. I can go out to eat. I can go out to eat and have something. And then go, I'd like this at home. And I can go home, not immediately. Well, I go home immediately after eating, but later, and I go, okay, I'm going to make this. And I make it. And while I'm making it, I'll figure out the flavor. Because if you know, my nose. If you know flavor profiles, you can make anything. You got to know flavor profiles. Different ways to make it salty. You don't always have to use salt. Different ways to make it sweet. You don't have to put sugar. I don't cook with sugar. Not sugar. But sometimes brown sugar. Well, that's sugar and molasses together. And I keep that as well. I have brown sugar and I have sugar and molasses. So cooking's fun. God, I love cooking. I'm not a baker. Baking is a science. The missus, she bakes. She's a baker. She cooks too, but I'm a cook. Chef, I can cook along with the best of them, but I'm a cook. I'm not a baker. She bakes. Judy says, I can recreate anything, and it's always better fresh. Well, I say most of the time. There's some things that are better not fresh. There's some things that are better the next day. But not all things. Most things are better fresh. But there's some things that are just better. Like, okay, how about like chili? Chili's always better the next day. It's good fresh. It's always better the next day. Yeah. So it depends upon what it is. There are some things that are just better. Oh. And if you want to impress people, and if it's one of those things that are marginally or more better the second day, make it the day before and then just heat it up. Lasagna. Oh, lasagna is good either way. Lasagna is good. It's totally different. I like when my leftover lasagna, I like frying it up in a frying pan the next day with lots of butter. I do my spaghetti like that too. I'll put the noodles in the pan with some butter and start to get them warm. Start to get a little crispy, but not too crispy. A little crispy. Of course, they're cooked noodles. They're not uncooked noodles. You get cooked noodles, either leftover or fresh. Doesn't matter. Throw them in the pan with some butter until they start to get a little crispy. You know, you see them; they get a little brown on one part, and then just put in your sauce on the top of that. Put in a little bit more Italian seasonings, a little bit more onion powder, and a little bit more garlic powder, and stir that all in, and just keep frying it. Keep it until it gets that caramelization going. Throw in a little more butter. Get it nice and good. And put that on a plate and have it with some bread and butter or rolls and butter or something like that. Yeah. I do the same thing with lasagna. Just don't stir it quite so much. But yeah, another thing that's better the second day is goulash or American chop suey. They're very similar, a little bit different. American chop suey and goulash. American chop suey is more like pretty much spaghetti sauce and spaghetti meat sauce with noodles and stuff, and it's good. What was the other one? Goulash is less saucy, more tomato and tomato paste, but not spaghetti sauce. It's got a lot of the same ingredients. It's just the ratio is different and the type is a little different. It's a lighter, more liquidy, less spaghetti sauce. Does that make sense? But those are awesome the second day. Another thing I like to do with second day stuff is when I'm heating it up, throw some cheese in it. Throw some freaking cheese in there, and that's pretty good. But yeah. Most things are better fresh, but there's some things. You just gotta. That second day is just. Oof. Yeah. I like making beef stroganoff out of leftover beef. The better the beef, the better the stroganoff. Oof. Most people like hamburger stroganoff. Yeah, that works. But you get some leftover ribeye or some leftover New York strip. You can do it with sirloin and stuff. That's fine. But New York strip or ribeye leftover. And you slice that stuff up nice and thin. And then cut it up into sections that are only like 1.5 to 2 inches long. Slice thin. And you make your stroganoff and your noodles first, and then you throw the beef in afterwards because you don't want to overcook it until it gets warmed up. Oh, my goodness, stroganoff. I've made stroganoff with not leftover beef like that before. You want to impress people? Make them just a classic stroganoff, but get yourself some, again, ribeye or New York strip, and you cook it first to medium rare on the inside, medium rare to rare. And again, slice it thin and then in sections that are about 1.5 to 2 inches, no longer than 2 inches. And then fold that into your stroganoff when your stroganoff is done, just enough to warm up that beef. Oh, people will fucking flip out. Laurel says leftover Thanksgiving dressing heated up in a waffle iron. People like that, yeah. Yeah, people like that. Dressing. She means stuffing, folks. Same thing, dressing and stuffing. But that's what you meant, right? Stuffing? Dressing. It depends upon where you are in the... Look, I've lived in the Northeast, the Deep South, and the Midwest. So I'm used to damn near anything, all sorts of different terms for words. But yeah, stuffing. Dressing. And we don't stuff our stuffing. We use our stuffing like dressing. We just serve it on the plate. We don't cook it in the bird. We don't. Some people do. I don't. I've never cooked my dressing inside the bird, which is where the term stuffing comes from. Never stuffed the bird. And don't eat a fucking turducken. That's the nastiest shit. My God. Laurel says one in the bird, one in the pan. Yeah, we always do pan. Never do it in the bird. People do it. I just don't. Don't do it in the bird. But don't have a turducken. That is fucking nasty. Nasty shit. Any of you had turducken? My God, we had that one year just to have it. Laurel says I like crispy edges on my stuffing. Yeah, that's fine by me. I could either or. I just like a good flavor in my stuffing. I don't like it super fine. I don't like it super large. I like a medium. You know, like, what the hell is he talking about? The bread product that you use. I like a medium. And I like to be able to see. I like to be able to see my ingredients. I don't like them cut up too fine. Like, so you got mushrooms in it. Some people do. Some people don't. I like mushrooms in it. I like to see my mushrooms. I don't like them diced up. But anybody out there have turducken? We got that one year. Oh, what a fucking mistake that was. That's some nasty ass shit. It's a turkey stuffed with a chicken stuffed with a duck. Or is it a turkey stuffed with a duck stuffed with a chicken? Yeah, turkey, duck, chicken. Turducken. That's my God. That's some nasty ass shit. Pick your bird. I'm not a big duck fan, but pick your bird. I like quail. That's nice. It's just a lot of fucking work. Just a lot of work. Laura says I stuffed the bird with an apple and onion. Never did the turducken. Yeah, turducken. Oh, that's nasty. With an apple or onion. I don't stuff my birds with anything except for beer. I've done beer can chicken. I'm more of I like to either brine or inject the birds. I kind of like that. And I tell you, people, if you got a way to do a fucking rotisserie, do it. You will never regret having a rotisserie. You think you do an okay oven chicken? Nah. You think you do an okay oven turkey? Get yourself a rotisserie. Oh my God. Self-based, even cook. Oh. Pull it off just a little sooner than you want your internal temperature to be. And then just let it sit. Oh, the juiciest, most delicious. Laurel said last year my son smoked the turkey, best turkey ever. Yeah, that's good. The only problem with smoking chickens and turkeys, and they come out really good, is you got to be careful because you can make the skin rubbery if you're not careful. That's the only difference. Best if you can smoke it and rotisserie at the same time. I can do that. That's fine. That's the best way. It's like, oh my God. Now, doing it in the oil, cooking it in the oil, that's good too, but that can get dangerous. But yeah, like the rotisserie. It is just after 10:15. Y'all made it with me. Sorry, I got yakking on other shit. Judy and whoever was here, you missed the beginning part. That's when I did all of the, and I still don't think that I hit all of the talking points that I did, but I got caught up with the other stuff. But I hope it didn't bother people too much. Again, tonight's coffee, hazelnut cream from New England brand. Good stuff. Don't skimp out on your coffee, folks. But I will see you bright and early. Still haven't made it out on the river. I've had migraines. I was going to go today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, maybe Friday. We'll see. Get out on the river. Probably not going to take video. I may take a couple pictures for y'all. But I've just been not in the greatest place, not feeling good. I just didn't feel like loading up the truck and getting out someplace. Wasn't up to it. Now, if I lived next to a river, right next to a river, I'd that's the way I'd been out. But yeah. Laura says, get some sleep. Hope your headache leaves. Good night, y'all. Yes, indeed. I'm sure it'll be fine. Thank you all for joining the show. Prayers out to the folks who need prayers. Good conversating with y'all. Y'all should talk more. I'm not used to, carrying the whole conversation, but go, yes, you do. You do it every time. Yeah, but that's not the way it is in the real world. Judy says, good night. See you next Wednesday. Yeah, I'd contacted Judy because she says, I work Wednesdays. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I was willing to move my show to either Tuesday or Thursday because I know Laurel's flexible. I'm flexible. I just didn't want it Monday or Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Wednesday works for me because it's in the middle of the week. But Tuesday or Thursday, I said, Judy, I can move it to Tuesday or Thursday. She's like, I work Monday through Friday. I'm like, fuck it. Doesn't help me out any. So she says, it's all the same. So I'm like, okay, we'll keep it on Wednesday. But see, I'm looking out for y'all. But again, thank you for joining the show. Next Wednesday will be the next show. Join me on Facebook. Say hey, like, comment, say, you're awesome, dude. Had somebody say, you're the bomb. They said, you're the bomb. I said, I had to check to see whether you're a Muslim or not because it means something different. But thank you. But Judy says, thank you, Cowboy. My best to the Miss Cowboy. Indeed. Yes. And again, Tuesday. So I should have updates for y'all on next Wednesday's show because Tuesday she's going in for the surgery. But y'all get some sleep. I'll see you on Facebook. God bless and take care. Oh, my music's not coming on. I'm just going to not do the music. It's not coming on. I think it's glitched out. But I'll see you guys next week. I'm just all flustered here. See if we can go here. Can I do the see here. Watch this. End show. Here we go. I'm going to point again. There you go.